Shut up and sit down.
Welcome to the Big Blue Offensive Podcast with Mike Trainer, JewJew, and John Depot. Yo, what's up, Giants fam? Welcome to the BBO NYG Podcast. I am Mike. That is Jules. That is John. Guys, it was a tough loss over the weekend for a lot of reasons. Kind of knew it was going to be a tough loss, but I don't want to be like such a Debbie Downer. I know we're going to talk about the injuries and all that in the game, but I want to give a little context to the people out there because all of a sudden, you see the Giants loss. I go on Giants Twitter, social media, and everybody's like all doom and gloom, saying the season's over, being so like overly dramatic. I just want to give you guys some perspective. Like the Lions, everybody like, oh, the Lions suck. We got to beat them. We should beat them. Lions have been playing some impressive football. Like they beat Green Bay, they beat Chicago, they beat us, they beat Washington earlier in the year, but their losses, man, very close games. Like they only lost to the Eagles by 3. They lost to Minnesota by 4. They lost to Seattle by 3, Miami by 4. So they're in tough games, man. They got a good team, a great offensive line. So I don't want to, be such a downer. I think there's some positives about the game. The season's not over, but the injuries, man, the injuries. The Adoree Jackson running on punt returns. I think we all said it here, obviously, but I think it was a collective agreement between all of Giants social media, all of Giants Twitter, that everybody's like, why the fuck is this guy on punt returns? And sure enough, boom, he goes down with an injury.
Yeah, right before we started recording, we were talking about this, and I made the point, and I mean, I don't know, I'm not a doctor, and I don't even know if you are a doctor, if you'd be able to accurately say this, but it obviously just, at the very least, just gives you a really bad optic, because who knows? Like I said, a stupid analogy, like you're playing a video game, you have a certain health bar, you got so many health points, and who knows if those 3 or 4 punt returns that he took back, those are 3 or 4 defensive snaps later than he would have been, on Sunday, if that injury would have occurred anyway. Like, what if that just the tendon was breaking down, and eventually got an MCL sprain, and it would have happened regardless if he played special teams or not. And it wasn't specific that I play. It was just his health points were going down enough where he got KO'd. You know what I mean? I don't know if that's the case. But regardless of that situation, I mean, you're talking about one of the top 4 or 5 most important players on your roster. To be putting him out there, the best case scenario, maybe he gets a 25, 30-yard return. I mean, a touchdown. But I mean, how are you relying on your punt team to score points for you? No, like that's just a one-off, maybe once a season, once every other season thing that's going to convert, unless you have some Devin Hester type back there, that you're going to score a touchdown. So there's really no upside for the move. And the downside, even if it isn't really legitimate, like medically speaking, it just looks terrible that you don't have another player on the practice squad. You don't have anybody of all these wide receivers and cornerbacks that aren't really going to see the field in an important role, that can't just catch a ball and knee it. Like, all you got to do is catch it. Like, you don't even have to fucking return it if you don't want to. Just catch it. But I don't know. It just looks bad, and he's not going to be done for the season. He'll be back when we're playing our most important games in December. I guess late December into January, 3 to 5 weeks, I think they said. It's a bad look for the coaching staff. It's a bad look for the front office, and anybody could have told you that was a bad idea. So it's tough to rationalize why they would have made a decision like this to run him out there.
What makes it worse is that they literally had an entire week off to plan for it. That's what kind of really makes this worse. If you're going to go through the whole motion of saying, well, aren't there some corners? Aren't there wide receivers? Practice squad this, practice squad that. You really mean to tell me that they couldn't find anyone that they trusted to return punts other than Adoree Jackson? Like, you know what? To me, the mistake was made. And look, again, Dable's a rookie head coach, right? Like, he's gonna make mistakes. He made a mistake where, look, maybe Adoree Jackson during the bye week was looking like electric back there returning punts, right? And they got excited because they said, oh shit, here's something that could spark our fucking special teams, since our special teams have just been okay outside of kicking, obviously. But and they saw something. They were like, you know what? Let's try to exploit this. This can help us down the road. This could be something great. And they ignored the fact that you're literally taking away your best secondary player right now because of the fact that like people are hurt and everything else that's been going on all season long. And now you're just putting your secondary in an even tougher bind. So look, I mean, it sucks. He's going to be out a few weeks. Mike, to answer your thing about the doom and gloom, listen, man, we're banged up bad in the secondary right now, and that wasn't even supposed to be one of our strong suits. We don't know when when Ojulari's coming back, right? So like, there's a lot of doubt, and we got some tough games coming now. You know what I mean? Like all of a sudden, you see where Dallas put a fucking whooping on Minnesota this past week, and we're playing them on a short week in Dallas. Like it's not looking good where we could lose. We could go on a little bit of a losing streak here. And that's just going to start putting that sour taste that's been in the Giants fans' mouth for so many years. And I think that's all that's really been coming out. It's just kind of like, fuck, we were all getting excited. We were feeling like a playoff push. Shit, we almost felt like we could push for the division. And now all of a sudden, here's a loss. Here's all these injuries. And it's like, fuck, are we really just going to cycle back to what we've been experiencing for the last few years? I'm not saying that that's what's going to happen, but I think that's what a lot of the feedback's been.
Well, the NFL, it's always like it's a week to week. It's a week to week game. Things changes in a week. Last week, we were like one game out of the first place in the NFC conference. You know what I'm saying? But then all of a sudden, a couple weeks ago, we have these freak things like McKinney on this fucking bike. It's RV. Like we just I don't know if it's bad luck. I don't know what it is. I know people like to make a big deal about the turf monster there, but like I think Jules, you were in the text, with Ann and Conrad. And I said it there's 5 other teams in the NFL that have the exact same turf. And I don't hear any problems with them. You know what I'm saying? I don't hear any problems with the Vikings, the Lions, the Saints. They all have that slim turf there. And I don't get it. I really don't get it. It's just like it seems like every fucking year we get hammered by these injuries and it ruins our season. I appreciate the way this year has been different. Like these guys have been stepping up. They've been having each other's back. So I'm going to ride with them and see how it plays out. I want to see at least against Detroit, Daniel Jones threw the ball more. He threw people making big deal of the picks, but one with this Aiden Hutchinson with this fucking great play, man. He just made a great fucking pick. That's going to happen. And the other one was on a 4th and 5. So it's like, listen, nobody was open. He's just got to fucking throw it up anyway. You're gonna either he's gonna get sacked or whatever. It was like a punt return. It's not good. It didn't really lead to any points. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it did. I don't really recall, but I think the game was out of hand anyway. But listen, it's one of those games. That's all it was.
His only one of his turnovers turned into points. So it's definitely not it's 7 points, but at the end of the day, I'm looking it up right now. I think he's still among you have guys like Josh Allen has 10 interceptions. He's still among the lowest of any starting quarterbacks in the entire NFL with interceptions. He had 2. He matched his season total. Yeah, he's got fucking.
He might have more, John. He might have more interceptions going forward because the way the offense, if they're going to play from behind, because the defense is a little banged up, especially in the secondary. If we give up points, we're going to have to start airing the ball out more. No question about it. We can't just rely on Barkley, just run up and down the field and carry the ball 35 times. Detroit really held him in check, and you kind of see what happened. But listen, Jan Jones threw for 340 yards, right? You know what I'm saying? So he was throwing the ball he was fucking on target with a lot of these fucking guys.
If you watch the fucking about it. the highlights, the highlight package from the game, you would think the Giants won because obviously they cut out all the fucking bad plays. But the way he was throwing the ball around, the catches, the receptions, and the routes that the fucking receivers were running, it looked like they were running up and down the field. And obviously, 3 costly turnovers, an interception turning into 7 points, and then a fumble turning into 7 points. It's hard to overcome 14-point fucking spot on the a 14-point handicap spot on the other team 14 points.
No doubt.
But that's the nature of the NFL. I think if we didn't have the injuries that we had, people would have just kind of moved on with the loss. All right, it is what it is. You're not going to win every single game, and you would have moved on. But I think just the idea of Wan'Dale having his first true great game as an NFL receiver, then going down and being done for the year. Adoree Jackson, Fabian Monroe got hurt. So it was almost like, salt in the wound and then lemon juice on top of it. So it was like all like, kind of. And then you got, such a huge portion of Giants fans are such crybabies that you combine all those things there, and that's what makes for fucking people acting doom and gloom. On a 7-3 fucking football team.
Yeah, well, 7-3 though, but like now you're looking at who is your wide receiver? Who's your wide receiver? Darius Slayton. Fine, maybe.
That's it.
Maybe. And that's it. We can't trust Richie James. We can't trust all these fucking other practice squad guys.
Touchdown, bro.
Dude, listen, it's just annoying at this point, though. Like, I'm sorry. I'm so sick and tired of seeing these fucking receivers that we roll out week to week to week. It's embarrassing at this fucking point. It really is, guys. I'm like over it. The fact that Wendell, who I was team Wendell all season long,
sucks.
has his game of the year, and literally turns around and he's out for the year now. I mean, come on, man. Like, it's not like he's gonna miss a couple of games. Like, he's literally done for the season. Yeah. I got guys projected that he might not even be ready for the start of the season, which
I won't.
I don't see how that's possible, because he had the injury now in November. What is it, usually 6 to 8 months to recover from this kind of an injury? That puts us at June, July. How are you not ready for the start of the season?
When did Odell hurt him?
Injury again? I can't. For some reason, I'm going to brain fart. Was it torn ACL?
Yeah, torn ACL. Yeah.
When did Odell hurt? Super Bowl, right?
In the Super Bowl, yeah. And he's back in November.
So that's
February.
9 months.
Middle of February now, though.
9 months.
But he's also kind of like hedging his bets. He wants to see what team he's going to play for. It was like, if he had to come back a little earlier. Let's not forget too, Odell's been hurt a couple of times already. As far as we know, this is Wendell's first major injury, at least in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? So like, there's different recovery tables. Guy's younger. He's a hell of a lot younger. Right. You recover a little faster. Look, and not all injuries are the same. I look, maybe they don't rush him back, but it's just absurd to think that, like, we lost Shep. Now we lost him. Galladay's been hurt, banged up most of the year. Like, enough already with this shit, man. Like, I'm so tired of seeing all our receivers, which we had none to begin with, all hurt. I mean, it doesn't even fucking make sense at this point.
We need Odell, man. Like, I know we said on the podcast in early October, saying he was going to come here. It looked definite to me. Now all the rumors are saying Dallas, because Jerry Jones got in the fucking conversation now, and he don't take nothing for an answer. But we desperately need Odell. I think everybody understands that. We can all agree on that. I know some people don't want him here. I get that. I get all the hoopla. This one guy named he calls himself whatever on Giants Twitter. He's the one that went after Will a couple times. Fucking hilarious. Anything this fucking guy says, he goes after him, right? I think I showed you the screenshots. But he hates Odell Beckham. He don't want him nowhere near, because Odell Beckham didn't show up to like the pancake breakfast or something when he went to go see him. So my man ordered a whole bunch of fucking pancakes. The guy's like so pissed about it, because every time Odell's being mentioned, he's like, this fucking guy didn't show up to my pancake breakfast. Fuck him. Like, I don't know how old he was. He must have been like 8 when he was here and left, but it was fucking hysterical. But anyway, I think we could all agree, like, we desperately need him here. And my question is, what are you guys' thoughts if he does choose Dallas, right? And we all know Parcells went to Dallas. He head coached him, whatever. We were pissed about that in the beginning. What do you think about a player, him flirting around with the idea of coming back to the Giants? What if he does choose the Cowboys? How would you look at it?
Question before we answer, I just have a quick side question to that. All right, because I am very curious to this thought. His main focus is to go to a team where he's going to be with that team for the next couple of years, right? He's like, I got my chip, I've matured, and my main focus is to be with this team and make an impact and be with a team and kind of like maybe right out to the sunset, right?
Wants a home. Yeah, he wants a home.
Okay, just clear. Okay, John, please answer the question. I wanted to clarify that, because that just changes my thought process. Like,
he wants somewhere to go to stay. So if he does choose Dallas, I know I'm gonna feel fucking pissed off. I know that. And I know there's people on Giants Twitter that sweat Odell Beckham. They love him so much. I swear to God, these people would still root for him in Dallas. I can't fathom that idea. The amount, because you root for him, you root for Dallas.
On both sides of his head.
I would fucking lose my mind on these fucking people. There's people that still have Odell Beckham as their fucking like Twitter fucking screenshots. I'm like, no, he hasn't been on TV for fucking like 5 years, bro. Like, you could take that down now. You know what I'm saying? Like, relax. But listen, if he chooses Dallas, dude, fuck that. I'm gonna go after that motherfucker every fucking day, man. No doubt about it.
I gotta be honest. I would frankly be shocked if he went to Dallas. I don't know how much more money they can possibly offer him because he's only going to be playing realistically 5 or 6 games this season. So even if he wants a $10 or $12 million salary annually,
5 million. It came out. He wants like $5 million for this season, and then next season
it's only a few $1,000,000, and then the next couple of years, and the way they have Zeke and all these guys on their roster, Dak, $40 million a year, stuff like that. Like, I don't realistically know how much more room they have to pay over and above what the Giants can afford to pay him the next couple of years. And I don't know if I'm his agent and like thinking about like the brand of OBJ. You can be the villain. You can go try to get a couple extra $1,000,000 out of Dallas, and yeah, it'll be from like the Joker standpoint. Fucking, it would be, it have its own hype. But going back to a place, you're almost gonna liken yourself to like a LeBron James going back to Cleveland in a sense, where you have this just absolute superstar, head and shoulders above everybody else athlete that just tore up the league, went elsewhere, won a chip somewhere else, and now, I mean, who knows? He's going to come back and win a Super Bowl with the Giants, but at least rectified his standing within that fucking fan base. And I mean, if you were to poll any random 10,000 Odell Beckham Jr. fans, I would say a good portion of them were also Giants fans, and that's where they fell in love with Odell Beckham.
Yeah,
so he's got a big kind of audience here, a big fan base here in this market. To alienate all those people that have been on your ball sack since 2019 when you got fucking traded, and then alienate them to go to Dallas and then cut that for a couple $1,000,000. I just feel like from a business standpoint, it doesn't really make much sense. And if he was a Giant for a while, and the biggest joke with Dallas has always been, yeah, they'll win you 8, 9, 10 games, make the playoffs, but they're gonna fucking break your heart every single year. Do you want to be at the center of that? And then now you are that big free agent that comes over. You're gonna go to Dallas and shoulder the blame of that, or do you go back home? Maybe sacrifice $1 million or $2 million over the next couple of years to go back with one of your best friends, is what you say, with Shepard and fucking Saquon and guys like that, and kind of repair what should have been a relationship that lasted straight through for your entire career, 12, 13, 14 years or whatever he ends up playing in the NFL. That's probably extreme, 14 years, but 9, 10 years, 11 years. He has the opportunity to kind of right that wrong, and I think he can make more money off of it in the long run if he does stay with New York instead of kind of just alienating all those guys. That's my opinion of it. The Hollywood aspect of it too seems pretty cool to come back to New York. Just like that whole, like, the drama of that, OBJ back and, all the fucking press conferences, it's going to turn into a circus. But I honestly would. Like, if we woke up Monday next week, we're recording this podcast next week, and he's a Cowboy, I would be genuinely surprised. I think it's going to be a team that comes out of nowhere. I don't think it's going to be either the Giants or.
But real quick, I gotta throw in something. Didn't I mention? I'm pretty sure it was me that said that, like, this Thanksgiving game might come down to his decision, right? Like I said, it was like as if he was going to watch this game, sitting at home on his couch with his family and shit, and he was going to be like, all right, whoever wins this game is going to fuck it. That's going to make my decision, right? Because in a way, I could see where if we go in on Thursday and we get blown out, let's say, right? Now it's back-to-back blownouts. The Giants just look lost. It's just too many injuries to recover from. It looks like this season might just spiral out of control, right? Versus, and then it's sort of there where he's like, well, I'm going to have to sign with somebody. Dallas is offering me the same kind of money. We got a shot at the Super Bowl. Fuck it. I know I said we wasn't all about winning, but why not? I'll be happy and I'll enjoy my career there. They're going to, I'm going to make money because Dallas is a big market. Maybe I could teach this kid CeeDee Lamb to really be a true number one receiver. Like, if he wants to sort of play a mentor role, right? Now I'm playing devil's advocate really hard here with this because it's not truly what I feel inside or I believe, right? Because, and this is why I had asked earlier, I said his intention is not to go out and win a ring, right? So in that case, this year doesn't mean shit. Right? If you really think about it, this year is just to come on that team, make somewhat of an impact, show that you still got it, so that you want to be with this team, and all the things John was saying about holding the New York spotlight and a time to represent himself or rebrand himself or whatever you want to put it. Well, here's your opportunity to do that, right?
Yeah.
And then you can flip around, and the Giants are hanging with Dallas, and they lost when you got Micah Parsons and all these other fucking assholes tweeting out like, "Yo, come get us, bro. Come with us." He
I
can
seen
tweet
that.
back and be like, "Yo, wait till next year when I come get you." You know what I'm saying? He can start talking this shit right back to them instead of making it seem like he's jumping on that bandwagon. So from that perspective, it's kind of like, look, dude, if you were really going to come here, you automatically step into wide receiver 1 role. That's it. There ain't fucking nobody else here for that. That is all you right there. And if you really feel what you were believing, you like the system, you like the players around you, well, it's time to step the fuck up and be a man and let's go, dude. Kind of like what Kenny Galladay said he was going to do, but he just physically can't do it for whatever reason.
Yeah.
That's what Odell needs to fucking do. Because if he goes to Dallas, he's just going to fucking be jumping on that bandwagon because, they got Michael Parsons, who's the fucking greatest thing since LT all of a sudden. And they got CeeDee Lamb and Dak's back and all this, and Elliott and Pollard, that combination killing people. Oh, we're looking to roll. It doesn't mean shit. So for me, and from that perspective, if he really wants to cement a legacy, it's kind of like you guys were mentioning before with that whole LeBron James coming back to Cleveland type of thing. And he don't need to win a chip, but he could just make that much of a difference where we go out and we get the number 1 receiver next year in the draft, and then he sort of kind of mentors with that kind of team. That's a couple of pieces away from being in that position next year. So if he could just sit back and be like, yo, I got my Super Bowl. I'm good. I'm not about that this year. And then he does come to the Giants. It's going to be pretty cool. But at the same token, I don't think there's another team in play. There isn't. That shit is out the window. It's between the Giants and Dallas. That's it. There's no second thing coming in. There's nobody. There's no team sneaking in out of the fucking woodwork. That whole San Fran shit died down. The whole fucking Buffalo thing died down. It is literally between us and Dallas. And if he just ends up just jumping ship and going to Dallas, he can go fuck himself, to be quite honest. All right? Dead ass, fuck off. I will never, ever root for that guy again. But if he mans up and he likes the challenge and he wants to go back at dudes like Parson and shit, and Diggs' brother that's out there on fucking Dallas, then let's fucking go. And I might be able to get behind OBJ.
Can you imagine if he does come here and signs and he's leads us to the playoffs? Can you imagine the magnitude of that in New York? If he just goes to Dallas and they go to the playoffs, they're expected to go to the playoffs. It's not like that big of a deal. I think this plays more to OBJ's ego of coming back home, helping this team out, because he knows the way this team is run. He knows the upside on this team. And you're right, Jules, if he wants that challenge, and if he wants, John, like you said, if he wants to call this place home, he has that opportunity to make that happen. Because, Shane and the guys in the building, especially after Wandell went down, I think that maybe increases it even more. All right, what do you really need to get over here? And let's make this happen. We don't even want you to go visit Dallas. You know what I'm saying? I'm interested to see, what's the first visit? Is it Giants the first visit, or is Dallas the first visit? Because if Dallas the first visit, Jerry Jones the type of dude that can fucking tie that motherfucker to the chair and not let him leave without signing his name on the dot. You know what I mean? He's the one guy I'm worried about, man. Very worried about him. But I'm very excited about
Dallas to be the first visit, though.
You think so? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Because of what you just said. Because think about it. If he comes into New York, he knows what New York's all about. We show him what we're going to offer him on the table. And then he knows what he has. But he's like, listen, I got to give Dallas a fucking quick shot. And, I owe them a fucking quick interview. So he goes there. And that's when Jerry could fucking chain him to the chair, so to speak, and fucking wow him and wine and dine him and be like, bro, you've never really seen Dallas this way. And he's fucking throwing showgirls at him or whatever the fuck he likes. And, all this craziness. And then he's like, fuck, you know what? This is all new. I'm going to come here. Versus him going to Dallas and going through a circus act and then coming back to the Giants and then being like, look, dude, come back here. This is where it's at. And this is why. Fucking stay where you are. You know what I'm trying to say? And then all that shit was just like a vacation for him.
I wonder how much he's going to weigh in the fact that with Daboll and Kafka, I mean, Wink too, but he's obviously not a defender, have really gotten the most out of their players. So I wonder from his standpoint if he thinks, okay, I can go be a piece in an engine that's already running pretty well, with Dallas been in the playoffs every other fucking year. if he's just going to go be a piece of a team or go help be one of the big pieces and big reasons why. And also statistically and just legacy wise, maximize what I mean. Listen, if you're an NFL player, especially at a position like wide receiver, Odell's not a big dude. He's not small, but he's not big. You're not expecting him to play until he's 38 years old. So he's 30 now. And I think, as soon as, these kids, they fucking start playing football as a child, and all their life is football straight through to they fucking retire, whether that's in college, high school, or in the pros. And when you do make it to the pros, you're saying, I want to play my full rookie contract. I want to get a contract and then a second contract. That'll put me at 30. And then I know that's probably going to be done. He's there already. So he knows that this is the swan song of his career at this point. Do you want to go get 300, 400, 500 yards a season, or do you want to go to a place that looks like it's a place that you can get 800, 900,000 yard seasons one or two more times in your career with a creative coaching staff, a quarterback can throw the ball. They never played together, Jones and OBJ, but it seems like they've done a lot of practicing together because of the fact that Shep and Saquon are such close friends with him. And in the offseason, they do post pictures where they're together on fucking football fields and shit. So I'm sure he knows what he's going to be getting with Jones, and obviously Eli also. I'm sure they talk at some from that standpoint too. I wonder how much that'll come into the decision as well as as the coaching staff, and maybe squeezing an extra 200, 300, 400, 500 yards a season for the next couple of years out of his career.
Well, again, it's like, look, he went to fucking Cleveland. We joked because Jarvis Landry and other receivers seemed like to be the number one there when he left us. Then he goes to the Rams, and he was clearly the number two there. I don't give a shit what everybody says because Cooper Kupp is the man over there, right? Yeah, and now he's going to fucking Dallas with CeeDee Lamb is sort of the man. You know what I mean? So it's like, bro, like if you do that, you realize that that's what you did. You play second fiddle the remaining part of your career. Right. If he really thinks he's got something left in the tank, like he really has it in him, come to New York. There's no other thing to think about. I mean, dude, could you imagine? Like automatically that instantly boosts up our offense again. Because now you got Darius Slayton on the other end, and he's not relied on as the number one receiver. You have Odell, and then you have Barkley, and then all of a sudden we could actually start throwing the fucking ball again. And you know what? And fucking all of a sudden this offense could kind of get back to being what it was at, maybe even looking a little bit different. And what a twist that would be down the end of the stretch of the season, having a new look offense going into 2 games against Philly, 2 against Washington, and look, you know what I mean? Like you split those series and you win against fucking a couple other teams. We're right there, man. We're making noise in the playoffs.
So. It's still what we talked about, last week. We need 2 or 3 more wins to make the playoffs, and then from there, it's everybody's at 0.
We need 3. I think we need 3.
Yeah,
3 locks it. 3 locks it. There's a couple teams starting to creep in, so that's why, like you see, San Francisco. What are they at? Like 6 wins now, so they're technically a game behind. Seattle's around that. Everybody's sort of right around that 7-win mark. Listen, even look, guys, you can't count out the Washington right now. They're fucking coming on strong all of a sudden behind Heineke and shit.
You can count them out, Jules.
Listen.
Daniel Jones owns Washington, man.
I hope so, Mike. I hope so. But I'll tell you this much: an embarrassing loss on Thursday and Turkey Day, and fucking us not getting OBJ and having to deal with these injuries or anything else goes wrong. And you know what? That Washington game ain't gonna be no fucking walk in the park. I'll tell you that much.
That could be very negative.
A must win too.
Washington's my favorite second team, so in the NFL.
Yeah, exactly. There you go,
guys. You know what I mean? But I'm not worried about Tyler Heineke going against our defense, though. But yeah. So preview of Dallas, like, guys, I think our offensive line might have a shot to actually be kind of healthy, man. Like Gates, it looks like he's going to start at center.
Well, wait, real quick, Mike, because I don't think we pay enough tribute to different holidays, right? We mention them, but we don't really get into it. And look. I say it like this because I believe this is only the 3rd time the New York Giants are playing on Thanksgiving, right? Look,
really?
It's always fun. That's it.
LT, right? LT was probably the last game when he fucking
the last time they played in Dallas on Thanksgiving was like 1992. Okay.
Wow.
It's literally been like that.
That's crazy.
So this is what I'm trying to say. Like Giants fans get excited. We got the 4:00 game, which means most people are where they're going to be for Thanksgiving by that time. Now, look, you might be a little rude. Your grandmother, your aunt, this or whoever might be trying to talk to you, and that
I don't give a fuck.
Come, but you know what? Fuck it, because it doesn't happen often, at least not for us Giants fans. So it's gonna be something fun, something cool to appreciate. All right, and I had just 2 quick things for you guys, real fast. Who do you think? Right now, we know obviously the teams that are currently in there and they're in there the most and all that kind of shit. But if you had to pick one of these teams, who would you say currently has the most wins on Thanksgiving Day? Mike, you go first.
Lions.
Okay.
Lions.
John? Huh?
Lions.
All right, good stuff, guys. I thought that people might fall into a trap and say the Cowboys here, but it is definitely the Lions. They also have the most losses on Thanksgiving as well.
They play every fucking Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
they
play
play.
every
Well, they would have been playing the
Thanksgiving
first
time.
game and they played it every game since. So yes,
Yeah.
But you know, the
That's
Lions
the
are
reason
the
why I
Lions,
guessed
and
that,
yes, they
just
might have
because of
beaten
the
us on
number of-
Sunday, but you
number
know,
of games
they
that
have
they
had a
played.
lot of losses throughout their careers.
I see Madden like I just remember Madden eating the fucking turkey bone. I'm fucking in Detroit. It's just like, yeah, it's every fucking year. No matter how terrible they are, they're always on Thanksgiving. I mean, I actually think the Lions going to upset the Bills earlier in the day. That's my Hey,
Yeah, but
listen, I've been
gotta
on fire.
Keep in mind, Mike, hold up. You got to keep in mind the Bills just played there a couple of days ago. They got their feet
True.
wet. They're used
Oh,
to the
yeah.
stadium. They got used to the traveling, the commodities.
Bro,
and everything.
how
That's
about
right.
that? No,
That's weird.
man.
Yep.
6 fucking feet of snow. That is like straight bananas, man.
It's
Did you
taller
see
than
that
me.
meme? What happened?
It's taller than me.
Mike would have been buried in the snow standing.
Yeah, like
did you see that meme that they showed? It was like Josh Allen, one of like the offensive defensive linemen, and then I think it was Singletary, whatever their running back is. It was like 6'8", 6'5", and then like 5'11", whatever it was, and he was completely fucking covered under the snow. And it's just like, bro, like, and it happened like what, like in a day and a half. They went from zero
like
snow
36
to
hours
fucking
or something
6
like
feet
that,
of snow.
nonstop straight, like almost 8 feet of snow in total after the end
Bro,
of the day.
that's
70
Stay
inches,
up-
crazy.
stay up
70
north.
inches.
None-
Yeah, like
Don't come
That's the
down
crazy
here.
thing, too.
you get 2
It's not
feet
even
of
the most
snow.
northern point of New York State. Like it's literally
That's-
just super west.
Oh, it's right
It's
across
warm,
the
but it's
lake
not
from
like
Canada.
that. No.
So, but
Not
if
that
you think
far.
about getting like a foot and a half or 2 feet of snow, that is a fucking like 2-3 day ender. Like you're not going to work, you're not going to the supermarket, like you're shoveling and fucking sitting on the couch. That's all you're doing with 2 feet
And
of snow on
drinking.
the ground. Yeah, exactly. Well, whatever party accessories you're affiliated with.
That would be one of them.
Yeah.
Quick hats off too to that community
Yo.
up there. They actually took the time to go help dig out these players so these players could get to the airport.
Yeah,
There
Bill's
were
Mafia.
reports of guys coming by with bulldozers and all this type of shit, trucks plowing it. Some guy, I can't remember his name. I read an article where it was like he called him like David Winter or some shit like that. He literally plowed Josh Allen's fucking driveway so Josh could get out and go to the plane and get to the fucking to the game.
How do they even know where they live?
Community's sick. You got to get props on that type of shit. A lot more than just that Bill's Mafia nonsense.
That's crazy.
I wonder what kind of a
I wouldn't
fucking
have done it.
in Buffalo, what a contract that Josh Allen fucking has, like what kind of house that buys you. His driveway must be like 600 feet long.
I heard it's like the biggest one in Buffalo.
I believe it.
like a football
no
field.
doubt about it. He's got to be probably the highest paid resident of that county. Like, there's who else makes more money than fucking Josh Allen? And
Yeah, I don't think anybody at this point.
Yeah.
They should have just had all these motherfuckers just plow the fucking stadium. Bring all your shovels. They would have had that shit cleaned in fucking like an hour.
Have
you
seen
seen
pictures of up there, bro?
At this point,
Yeah, it was wild.
First of all, they
It was
couldn't even
wild.
get to Orchard Park because it was like surrounded by like 6 feet of snow, like a fucking moat.
Yeah, it's
They would
great.
have had a helicopter him in like fucking FEMA.
Yeah, it's not even a parachute thing, rather.
All
I
right.
like the
Well, you
The
know, listen,
tweet
I think
that-
we kind of led into Thanksgiving Day games, right? So if you want to start with the Giants, even though we're the second one of the day, we can most certainly do that, you know. And like I said, it's going to be fun. Like I said, 4:15, you should be somewhere. You know, it's not going to be any more than,
I'm
oh,
ready.
I hope Dallas loses. I hope these two teams kill each other. Like, bro, we actually have a game on Thanksgiving, man, in prime time, if you would, because to me, that 4:15 game is by far the biggest prime time game.
yeah, that's the game of the day on Thanksgiving for sure.
I'm not.
what I mean?
I'm not giving up on the team.
Right. You know, look, like you were saying, Mike, and I think this is what you were alluding to till I had to drop in some Thanksgiving props, and then we got into the snowstorm, was basically the fact that, you know, I think our offensive line might be 100% healthy for the first time. And
Could be.
but looking into it, it's almost comical in a sense because that's our deepest unit. If you fucking think about it for a minute here, the offensive line is by far the deepest unit that this fucking team actually has for a change. It's incredible.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
it'd
we
be nice to
consider
have
him
Neil Gates and, you know, even Shane Lemieux. He didn't have the greatest half, you know, that is like, I think he's back on the injury report with a toe again for it to take today's practice off, but maybe he'll be back tomorrow. Who knows? But yeah, like, listen, I'm looking forward to it. Like, run the ball against Dallas, let Jones pass, keep the offense on the field as long as you can. You never know. I believe in this coaching staff. You know what I mean? I think we could get a win. And then we went to the Giant game in Dallas against Dallas at home, and it was close. We had a 7-point lead at one time. So we know these guys. I don't expect a fucking 40-point game again from Dallas like they just shit on Minnesota. I don't expect that to happen. I think it's going to be real close.
And listen, look, if Washington could beat Philly like they did, anything can fucking happen, especially on a short week.
Football, man.
What I'm saying? Anything.
Football.
Yeah, vast majority of the time, too, when a team goes and puts up a 40 burger like that, the next week they don't fucking score 20. So it's rare to be putting up fucking monstrous numbers back to back like that. That's a very rare thing.
The only problem I see is that their defense is pretty good, right? They can shut us down a little bit, so that they might not have to put up 41 to beat us. 21. No. Beat the Giants this week.
This is like a 2017 game or something like that. That's probably what they're going to do.
That's what I mean. And then again, that goes back to my point earlier, where look, if we don't get blown and we don't get waxed by Dallas, and it is like a 21-17 loss, this might turn Odell back to us. I don't know. We'll see.
I think his decision's already made. There's nothing that's going to happen in this game on Sunday / in the interviews after
Thursday.
That's
Thursday.
That's going to really push him one
Turkey
way
day, bro. Turkey day.
All right. Turkey day is Thursday, John.
What'd I say?
Sunday.
Thanksgiving. You know what I mean.
The viewers don't, John. It's Turkey day. Thursday.
Does anybody even like turkey?
Oh, hell yeah.
I mean, I like turkey with the gravy, the stuff, and all the extras. I'm about that.
But the actual bird itself.
I'm not. I don't like the dark meat. I like the white meat. You know what I'm saying?
Really? Oh, I'm the opposite.
Turkey has both, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. My family I'm like, whoever wants the dark meat, take it. I don't care. I probably won't even eat because the game will be on. I'm like, yeah, listen, you motherfuckers eat.
No appetite.
The game's on. I have to be watching the game
at halftime.
Yeah, I'll eat a plate at halftime. Right. I'm like, let's just, you guys go pray, say your piece before the meal, the game started. You know what I'm saying? I ain't missing it. I'm telling you, I almost should I just stay home?
I'm with you, Mike. I literally made rules. I was like, look, this is a different year. I know I like to watch football on Thanksgiving, but no, this is fucking primetime game. I don't care if the kids are fucking screaming. Put me in a room by myself. I am sitting down and watching this fucking game. All right. I'll get food later. We always got leftovers. We're gonna be all right.
I'll go outside like a crackhead with my phone, and I'll just watch it in the street. I don't give a shit.
On the porch in fucking 30-degree weather.
I don't care.
Normally on Thanksgiving, we either go to my cousin Gloria's house, my cousin Josephine's house, for Thanksgiving.
Shout out.
Yeah, when we were in my family group chat talking about Thanksgiving, I literally said, "I'm doing Thanksgiving at my house. The Giants are playing at 4:00, 4:30, but I wanted to make a point. 4:00. Whoever wants to come to my house can come to my house, but I will be in front of my TV on my couch at 4:00 on Thursday. So we'll have turkey, we'll have a ham, we'll have sides. Whoever wants to come can come." So my cousin Josephine reluctantly gave up the reins for Thanksgiving this year, and then her entire family got COVID, so they're not coming anymore. So now I have all this food. So if you guys need a place to go, come watch the Giants game and have some fucking delicious food. Come to my house.
Man,
that's an invite for the listeners as well.
Yeah, word.
Everybody. I got room.
Just DM John in a tweet.
Yeah, if you live 30 minutes away, I'd be there. No joke. I'd be like, yo, sister, I'll tell my sister, I'm like, yeah, I'm not making it this year. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know about you guys, but this shit usually Thanksgiving usually goes off for 12 hours for me. It's an all-day fucking thing. From fucking morning till night. I'm like, bro, if I gotta disappear for 3 hours, you're not even gonna fucking miss me. All right, stop.
You have a 12-hour event for fucking Thanksgiving. Holy
the worst
shit.
part.
I do. I saw shit that goes into it, bro. There's different things, breakfast, and hors d'oeuvres, and this, then drinking, game night, all types of shit.
One of the annoying things is the holidays, with my fucking fiance, we gotta go to her family's house for a few hours, and we go to my family's house for a few hours. They're never town over from each other. There's a half hour, 45-minute, hour, and 20-minute ride in between. So a holiday where it would be 4, 5, 6 hours turns into fucking 11 hours all day long and you don't even want to do the holiday anymore. I want to pretend Thanksgiving is fucking not even happening anymore. Just a side note of why I'm super excited.
Considering you got the Giants on, it's right in the middle. Be we can't.
Yeah,
I'm not to go to the other place. You have to wait till 7.
Yeah, I'm not trying to time my fucking ride across New Jersey from my cousin's house to my house at halftime and be fucking worried about this and worried about that. I'll be in sweatpants. I'll be in a Giants t-shirt. I'll be on my couch. You know where the fucking the house is. Ring the doorbell at fucking 2:00. Have some turkey. Have some ham.
That's it.
Goddamn
With
right.
that said, Mike, do we like jump into pick'ems? Do we fucking do a little quick haters? What's next on the agenda?
Yeah, I mean, we could take a quick commercial break. We'll do quick haters club, quick picks, and get the hell out of here. For it's Thanksgiving, for Christ's sake.
Thanksgiving, baby. It's Thanksgiving, man. We can't hold people too long.
Yeah, but we got to wrap this show up because Jules got to get prepared for his 19 hours of fucking
Exactly, bro. This is
Thanksgiving
all day. Like I start going on Wednesday night. I don't stop till fucking Sunday morning. All right, that's it.
Yeah, tomorrow night is going to be one hell of a night. All right, guys, we'll be right back on the BBO NYG podcast. All right, we are back on the BBO NYG podcast. I'm Mike. That's Jules. That's Sean. Haters Club this week, boys. You know what it is. We haven't done it in a while because we've been fucking winning. We've been so happy, but we got to bring it back because we had a tough Lions loss.
Welcome all you ignorant ass bitches, critics, complainers, disgruntled rappers, and racists especially, to the 9th annual International Player Haters Ball. Oh man, hate.
I only got one guy. I think you all know him. He's Colin Coward. He has that show. He does the sports talk. But I had a little beef with him because he was talking about Jimmy Garoppolo, right? San Francisco quarterback, handsome, good-looking guy, gorgeous, stunning human.
Those
right?
Italian genes, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Like he looks like fucking like Mario and Luigi at the same time, but he throws footballs instead of mushrooms. So my man was saying how he sweats Jimmy Garoppolo, right? He could do no wrong. So he was saying like he's naming like the top guys, quarterbacks on third down. And he's like, oh, you know, whoever, like whatever top quarterbacks, Tom Brady, Jimmy Garoppolo, Patrick Mahomes. And then he goes, Jimmy Garoppolo. I'm like, motherfucker, you left Daniel Jones off that list. I'm like, you left him off the list on purpose. You can't even bring his name. He's one of the top guys, quarterbacks on third down, and he didn't even bring him up, which just infuriates me because he's always dissing Daniel Jones on the show, saying the Giants should move on. They can't do anything. Dable's getting the most out of him, like all this fucking nonsense. So it fucking pisses me off. So that's my nomination in the club. At least acknowledge him. You know what I'm saying? Don't leave him out conveniently because it fits your stupid agenda. Fuck him. Fuck Colin Coward.
That's what the fucking news media is nowadays, bro. It's just what's gonna fucking get the clicks and what's gonna get the fucking attention at that particular moment. What you said yesterday, what you're gonna say tomorrow, irrelevant. You're making a show today.
You know what's funny is he's all on Jimmy G's nuts and all, but yet this is
He's
Jimmy
handsome,
G
can't blame him.
who's only playing because Trey Lance got hurt.
Right.
Let's not forget that, guys. Like, you know,
They want to trade him.
You mentioned earlier, you said like, oh, you know, the NFL like really changes week to week to week. It fucking really does. So when like 2 months or 3 months go by, you feel like you're in like a whole different NFL. Like it's a whole new universe. I mean, right? Like you like look back like a couple of like the first month of the season, everybody was like, yo, that's it. Buffalo's gonna roll. They're gonna win 17 games straight, and they're gonna fucking smoke everybody in the Super Bowl. Now they're like the 5th seed in the AFC right now, or something like that. You know what I mean? Like it changes overnight in the NFL. It's incredible.
Yeah.
So like he went from Jimmy G being benched, not starting, to now all of a sudden he's got San Fran in a position to win the NFC West, and now he's the greatest quarterback again. Yeah. He's putting him up there with the fucking studs.
Dude, people they lose their jobs.
It's crazy what they do.
That's like, the big thing with football too.
Winston lost his job.
Yeah, people lose their jobs, but the difference from the top 2 teams to the bottom 2 teams in overall talent and all that stuff is not as big as people make it out to be. It's not a 6-year-old fighting a fucking MMA fighter. That's not the case. These are all professional athletes, all professional teams. You know, they're not fucking that big of a difference between them. A lot of your overall record at the end of the year and what people think about you is a lot of it has to do with pure luck, the bounce of the football. You know, 3-point loss, 1-point loss, 3-point loss. All of a sudden you're 0-3 and your season's over. That ball bounces a different way. You recover the fumble, all of a sudden you score a touchdown. You know, now you win two of those 3 games, and now you're a team that's contending for a fucking Super Bowl run. So there's a tremendous amount of luck and not a big enough difference in the league. And they designed it that way. The whole league is based off of parity. That's why you see such cyclical kind of trends with teams, and they're up for a few years and then, you know, middling for a couple of years and then down for a few years and up again. And that's just what it is. And people forget that. They want to make like teams out to be fucking Zeus and Ares and then fucking some fish god. It's not just not the way it is.
John, it would be hilarious to see a 6-year-old fight like Conor McGregor. You know what I'm saying? In MMA. What the fuck you say to me? And this fucking like body slams fucking poor kid. That's fucking nuts. All right, guys. That was my Haters Club segment. Let's get off of that. I think it's pick segment time. Everybody's favorite thing. I've been on fire. We're catching up, guys. We're catching up. Rye Guy is at 107. We're now at close second at 101.5.
Here we go.
I think that's a
running, baby.
Mike Birdie right behind us. So yeah, now's the time, man. We gotta make this happen, man. Can't believe it's Thanksgiving week already. All right. The first game on Thanksgiving Day, Bills Mafia is back home in Detroit playing the Lions. Bills are actually -9.5 against the Lions. Bills, I don't know, man. I know they had their ups and downs this year, but the Lions, like I said before on this podcast, Lions play tight games, man. They're a good football team. I like, Dan Campbell as the coach. They run the ball hard. Jamal Williams, man, like this team is decent, I'm not going to say they suck, they stink, but I think 9.5 points is a lot. I think they keep this game close, especially on the holiday, man.
So
I agree with you. I'm going Detroit here.
Oof.
All right.
So, Mike, look, you're a betting man, right?
You love the Bills, Jules. Stop it. I know.
Listen. I've watched a little bit of Josh Allen. It looks like he's been struggling a bit. You know what I mean? Like, but there's been some questions there.
Yes.
But they did turn some things around. Detroit is what it is. But this is a time for a statement game. You know what I mean? Like where they need to come back out and show the AFC that they're boss. And what better way to do it against a team that thinks they're riding high on a 3-4 game win streak, whatever the fuck it is, after playing in their fucking home field just a couple of days ago. This isn't like, like one of those kind of tournaments. Guys, I almost want to best bet it, but I'm a little concerned only because of the effectiveness that I've seen out of Josh Allen over the last couple of weeks. But it's like they did last year, where they had that little lull in the season, and then boom, they turned it on, and then they were 13 seconds away from being in the AFC Championship game. So, like, you can't sleep on these type of teams. They got too much fucking talent. And, look, do I think Detroit can hang with them? Yeah, for a little bit, but they're healthier now. They got Poyer back. Milano's a healthy go. I believe Rousseau might even be back for this week. Bro, if they get a fire on all cylinders, that defense is back to where it was. It's going to make a difference, right? And Detroit's riding too high. You were just saying before about how Dallas put up 41 points and they're not going to do it again. Oh, so Detroit's going to fucking go back-to-back weeks to score 30? Because that's what they're going to need to do to fucking hang with them.
They have won 3 in a row.
I can see this being a 31-20 final. No doubt about it. They cover with ease.
Keep in mind the product that the NFL puts on the field on Thursday games. Thursday games are rarely crisply.
This is Thanksgiving, dude. They're going to eat that turkey. They're going to eat them turkey legs.
I mean, they're not going to have turkey at 1 o'clock.
Put you to sleep.
Yeah, they're not going to do that.
31-20 is my final. You guys hear it here now.
It don't matter, Jules. It don't matter unless you're
not going to override it because I want to see it's too early in the pick segment to do that.
It's me and John.
But 31-20 on record, on audio. Thank you.
I mean, I hate that. I just picked the Lions, but fuck them. All right, next game. All right, it's the Giants and Cowboys. Same thing, 9.5 point spread.
Here we go. Oh no, it can't happen. It's Thursday. Turnaround. No way, Cowboys. Forget it. Why even have the conversation?
All right, I'm using my override. We can skip this game.
Yeah, Giants it is. I'm taking it with the fucking points. I don't give a shit.
Fucking Lions. They're definitely going Giants. Like, what the fuck?
I don't give a shit what they have as fucking as their secondary. All right, next game. I like this game a lot. It's the late game. The Vikings are at home. They're -2.5. They come off an embarrassing loss. They're playing the Patriots. Usually teams that get embarrassed like that, they come back with a strong win. I love the Vikings.
Because if you look at the Eagles pulled it out of their assholes this past Sunday to beat the Colts.
They did.
And that was the Colts that are now being coached by Jeff Saturday. Didn't even know the fucking guy could coach. Comes off the fucking couch, and he's got the fucking Colts playing better than they looked in fucking 2 seasons.
Coach of the year.
I don't know if I believe that just yet. I mean, look, does it help that Minnesota's at home? Yes. To me, that makes a huge difference. But and the way New England's offense looked was fucking pathetic. It was a punt return.
Pretty bad.
The Jets might be in fucking first place in the AFC East. So from that perspective, if the Vikings are really this team, there should be a bounce back and they should cover 2.5 easily.
I like the Vikings where I'm going to choose that as my money ball pick. I love them so much.
Wow. Okay.
There's my
I
money.
usually pick against the Patriots, but I definitely go Vikings here.
If it was in New England, it'd be a little bit different. But
Yeah, because a road team. Yeah.
And it's a 2.5, and they can win by 3. I'm okay with that.
All right. Next game. Tom Brady is away. He's in Cleveland. Tom Brady is favored by 3.5 over the Browns. Tom Brady all day.
Browns stink.
They do stink. Yeah, Buccaneers is this. That's enough said. We can move on.
And you know what? The Bucs are starting to play a little bit better. They're coming off of a bye. This
Well
is their
rested.
chance. They can win the South, and they can sneak right back into the playoffs with like a 10-7 record or some craziness. You know what I mean?
I think they'll be all right. All right, next game. Ooh, this is a weird game. Broncos there in Carolina to play the Panthers with Sam Darnold is now the starting quarterback for the Carolina Panthers. I'm all day on the Panthers with that. The Broncos, I watched so many Broncos games. They fucking stink. They stink. They're the worst team like I've probably ever watched, and I don't understand it. They got so much talent. They just released Melvin Gordon because he fumbles all the time. And I think he played like Future album after the loss in the locker room or some shit.
Listen, not only did he I don't know what's going on with these ball players lately, but like he literally posted an image on his Instagram. I don't know if you heard about this. Of him like in the OJ White Bronco during the police chase.
Oh, fuck.
And it's like him like driving with like this cheesy smile on his face. Don't worry, I will show it to you. If anything, I'll even maybe tweet it out just for the hell of it for shits and giggles.
You should.
And he's like, and he even puts a little tag on it where he's like, ha ha ha. Boy, y'all fans was hell of a laughing my fucking ass off. They y'all too, Broncos country. Let's at least laugh on the way out. And he's driving the Ford Bronco that OJ Simpson was infamously known for.
But you get it, right? The Bronco is the Bronco.
What is going on there, bro? That's a little craziness. I don't know what is going on in Denver. The only thing that I feel is that like Carolina is just as bad. So like, give me the points. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just horrible what the fuck with those two teams.
They are home. I want to see what Darnold does. Maybe he brings a little juice. The PJ Walker brought a little juice when he started his first game, right?
Sam Darnold, though.
I know.
Terrible.
I know. He sucks.
I mean, like, what?
I'm going Broncos here, to be honest with you.
All right, Jules got to decide. I guess Jules, you said you're going to take the points, right?
I'm going to take the points, definitely.
All right. Panthers it is. It's crazy. All right. Next game.
Panthers, yeah.
Next game, Ravens. They're in Jacksonville. Ravens are -4 against Jacksonville.
Easy Ravens.
Really? I like Jacksonville.
Nope.
I like them getting the points. Up to Jules.
What is it, 4?
Yep.
Ravens cannot afford to go there and lose again. I got to go with Lamar and company and say that they go down and they handle Jacksonville.
Why did they play so shitty down there? I don't understand.
At the weather.
Because of string bikinis, bro. That's why. It's Florida.
Maybe.
Yeah, I got to go Ravens. I'm Ravens on this.
All right. Ravens it is. All right, next game. This is a weird game because I don't know who's starting for the Jets, but the Jets are at home. They're -4.5. And I don't know who's starting for the Bears. It's like Fields got hurt. Jets, fucking that dude's not sick.
It feels at least questionable.
I think he's questionable, but yeah, he's major pain. But I mean, I don't know. Like,
he's questionable right now. Yeah,
I don't know who to take. I don't know who to take in this shit game. The Jets, yeah, they got something to play for. That's why they're -4.5. But I can see this game being a 3-point game because that's how the Jets fucking play. You really trust in what's his name, old man, fucking
Joe
Wacko to come in and just fucking light it up against the Bears? I don't know.
I tell you this once, I don't like the spread.
To score some points against the Bears, I do.
You like the Jets, John?
Once you reminded me that Flacco might be the quarterback this week, I actually do feel more comfortable with it because he's the only quarterback that can put up points given if the opportunity presents itself. When he was playing earlier this season, he was putting out 30 points a game. Like, he was doing well.
I mean, look, I guess, and not only that, he's a pure veteran that can really game manage the game, where they can literally just let the Jets defense take over and stop the Bears. And if Justin Fields is questionable, you almost got to go with the Jets this week.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a must win for them, a rebound after an emotional loss. Honestly, if I really, really was betting, though, I'd probably take the under.
They didn't say Zach Wilson was benched, though. They didn't say that. So I don't know. They didn't say Zach Williams would bench, so who the fuck knows? Who knows what's gonna
Yeah,
happen?
this is just you know what, you go with the better team at home, I guess.
Team. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah,
That's really it at this point.
All right, next game. Dolphins. Ooh, they're minus 13 against the Texans. And I think Texans might actually do a QB change. I think they might bench Davis Mills. I forgot for who. I forgot who the fuck's on that team, but I don't know, man. The Dolphins, they just like their offense is fucking incredible, man. They got running backs, they got fucking wide receivers, they got a nice fucking offensive team. They remind me of San Fran. They run the ball down your throats. They fucking come up with these gimmick plays sometimes. Tua just lobs the ball because these wide receivers are so goddamn wide open. I get so jealous watching them. I got to take the Dolphins, man.
My only concern is after losing 3 straight, obviously there was some Tua involved. They come on to win 4 straight.
Mm-hmm.
They beat the Steelers 16-10. They beat the Lions. There you go, Mike. 31-27 that you alluded to earlier today.
Yep.
They beat the Bears that we were just talking about, the fucking, the way that the Jets can handle it, 35-32. And then they had a big win against the Browns. We all just said suck by 39-17. Texans fucking gave the Giants a little run. They gave Philly a little scare for a bit. They still lost. 2 touchdowns. Yo, I'll take the fucking points, man. Yeah. I will take the fucking points, bro. Especially if there's a quarterback change. Fuck the Dolphins. I still won't buy into them.
Yeah, spreads that far only get me excited if it's 2 legs.
Texans.
I gotta go with the points here.
Yeah, that's crazy, guys. Dolphins gonna eat them.
No.
All right,
bro, 3 touchdowns is a fucking huge amount of points to beat somebody by.
Yeah,
on a short week, no less.
I mean,
that's
now they play Sunday. Yeah.
Oh yeah. True.
John, you just getting your days mixed up. Thursdays is Thanksgiving.
He's already on vacation for fucking Thanksgiving, bro. You know what I'm saying? He's like, yo, he's thinking like Thursday's like Sunday because today's already Friday for him and shit.
It does fuck you up though when you get the holiday and shit middle of the week. You're like, what day is it? Like tomorrow? Like we're gonna be all fucked up. It's gonna be going.
I work 6-day work weeks too, so my days are usually fucking mixed up. They're all melted together because I only got 1 day off anyways. So I'm just in shambles right now, I guess.
I'm off Thursday. I'm off Friday. It's gonna be a nice fucking weekend, man.
Exactly.
All right, here we go. Ooh, this game. Titans, they're at home. Titans are actually getting a 1.5 against the Bengals. Bengals have been playing on fire. Titans, man, they got a great fucking team, man. They just continue to win, but I got to go with the Bengals because they started to fucking make that move. They're getting healthier, and Joe Burrow's just fucking been incredible. Taking the Bengals.
My question is Chase playing or not?
He's questionable?
Right. So, like, really, in all honesty, I would wait because without Jamar Chase and possibly not even Joe Mixon right now.
Oh, concussion, right?
Dude, how are you going? Like, yo, Tennessee might smack them a little bit. Tennessee's on a fucking roll. Their only loss is a ridiculous overtime loss to Kansas City over, like, the last fucking 2 months of the season. Damn. Like, they have been on fire. So, no. You're going to tell me that he's going into their house without fucking their starting running back and their star wide receiver? I don't give a fuck how good Joe Burrow's been playing. Yeah, no, my money's with Tennessee.
John.
Tennessee.
Ooh, Tennessee. All right.
Tennessee.
Next game. I like this game a lot. The Washington Commanders, who was my second favorite team, they're at home -4 against the Falcons, but I'm riding with the Falcons getting those points. The Falcons just continue. Like maybe Matt Ryan was the fucking Jakes there. All of a sudden, like the Falcons, they just been putting up points. They fucking have a nice running game. They just score, man. I think it's going to be like a field goal game. I'm riding with the Falcons, man. I'm riding with them.
I agree. That's
Falcons.
2.
I mean, listen, guys, you do have to keep in mind that the Washington's won 5 out of 6. 5 out of 6, and they're at home.
We need them to lose.
And it's not like the Falcons have been lighting it up. Like, they can score, but they're not lighting it up. Let's not forget Cordell Patterson on 101 fucking yard kickoff or return.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a lot of weirdness that helped, and then they scored points in that last game.
Sure was.
You know what? I'm not overriding for a fucking Washington team that I fucking can't stand. So, yeah, no, all right.
Yeah.
We'll roll Falcons.
All right, we need them to lose.
Washington.
We need them to lose anyway, man. They're starting to scare me.
I'm just saying. We'll see.
They're all starting to scare me. All right, next game. Wow, this is a weird game too. Chargers, they're away. They're in I don't know, not St. Louis, Arizona Cardinals. Chargers are -4.5. It looks like they were getting healthy, but Mike Williams went out, re-aggravated that ankle. But I tell you, man, what a difference when Herbert has some wide receivers to throw to, huh? Keenan Allen, he looked good, but I don't know. Like Cardinals, is Kyler Murray gonna be healthy enough to play? Cardinals just looks like they gave up too on Monday night. Short week. I'm riding with the Chargers.
Bro, not only am I riding with the Chargers, put me down for fucking best bet, unless fucking John wants to overthrow, which I don't think
I agree with you 100% there.
All right. Best bet that shit for me, Mike. Super
All right, Jules.
Chargers. All right, let's go.
That's your best bet. All right.
Uh-huh.
Next game. Seahawks are at home, -3.5 against the Raiders.
My gut just told me Raiders loud.
Yeah, I'm going back and forth on this game. I don't know what the fucking pick. I almost want to bet Seattle, but it's Geno Smith, man. I'm not sold on his ass, but he does got Tyler Lockett and fucking Metcalf and fucking Walker.
Ken Walker running the ball like a beast.
Yeah, they got these rookie tackles, which they've been fucking awesome. I can't believe it. How fucking lucky they are. But the Raiders, they just been a disappointment all year. I mean, they beat the Broncos in overtime because they both stink. That game stunk. I'm going with the Seahawks.
I'm with you, Mike. Seahawks. Pete Carroll fucking takes care of business coming off the bye.
Coming off the bye, yeah. All right, Seahawks it is. Next game, 49ers. They're playing the Saints. This is a weird spread. 49ers are at home. They're -9.5 against the Saints. Listen, the Saints aren't a bad team. I don't think they're that bad to be fucking, down 9.5, especially with 49ers losing a couple more guys on defense the other night. Like they were banged up. I'm going to ride with the Saints, but I think the 49ers win, but the Saints cover.
No, listen, if San Fran is this team and they were money against Arizona, now they're going to be back at home. Why wouldn't you just keep rolling with the 49ers right now? Especially if we're going to put the Seahawks winning and they know they need to win this game to keep pace with them for the division. And this is their chance. There's too much on the line. They could win by 10 pretty easily.
Yeah. John?
Who'd you guys pick?
I picked 49ers. Jules picked 49ers. I picked the Saints. 9.5. Saints it is. All right. Oh, this another high spread. Chiefs, they're at home. They're playing the banged up Rams, who that Super Bowl hangover is real. They have no bodies left on that team. Chiefs are -14.5.
It's a lot, bro.
It is a lot. I almost want to take the Rams. I want to take
the Chiefs have been fucking. The teams have been like just pulling games out of their ass of late. All right.
They have no D.
They really have. The Tennessee Titans in overtime, late dramatics, this fucking past Sunday night against the Chargers. Like, bro, they've been begging to get beat, let alone put up a fucking 15-point whooping on the fucking former Super Bowl champs, bro.
True.
Yeah, I'll take the points even on the fucking road. But the Rams and McVay coming off of a bye, they're gonna keep it closer. And they might not win, but they're gonna keep it closer.
Yeah, I definitely don't see the Rams winning this game. I don't see them keeping it particularly close, but
it seems too much.
Kind of been the theme of these picks today. When there's a monster spread, bro, it gets you nervous.
We're consistent.
Yeah, we are consistent. All right, next game. Eagles, they're at home. They're -7 against the Packers. I'm taking the Packers, not just because I hate the Eagles, but it's usually when the Eagles and Packers play each other, no matter what, it's always a crazy game. They always have crazy shit going on in this game. And this is the Sunday night game. So I'm going to take the points in the Packers, man. I think they have a battle against them, man.
Well,
I'm going to just say, can you guys guess what I'm going to say here?
Oh, we already know what you're saying. That's why I was like, come on.
I just want to know if you're going to moneyball the Packers, huh?
Well, see, and here's the only thing with that. Like, the Eagles have been sort of over the last couple of weeks not playing their best football. They should have lost to the Colts.
They're coming back down to
back-to-back losses.
Yep.
And you know what? The Packers is just not the Packers. They kind of suck. I don't know what's going on with them, so it's hard to get behind them. With that said, it's going to be a primetime game.
It beat Dallas. How do you I won money on that.
They lost
I
the
won
Titans who were hot, right?
How?
About Tennessee, dude. I like them a lot. So you know what? I could see the Packers keeping it close, but I could also see them getting blown out in a way. It's weird.
Crazy, right?
You know what? Like this could be a get right game for Philly, because if it's not, then they're in fucking trouble. You know what I mean? So It's tough, man. I'll go with the Packers and the points, but I am almost leaning towards Philly, and I just hate saying that.
Who the fuck knows, man? I don't know. All right, we got the best Monday night game of the year. Colts are at home. They're -2.5 against the Steelers. I can't wait to watch that. I mean, if you're a degenerate gambler like I am, of course I'm gonna have money, and I'll probably have to put money on the Colts because they've been playing okay for Jeff Saturday. I'm gonna ride with the Colts. Yeah, I'm gonna ride with them.
Wow,
right.
you guys are really. I mean, it's in Indianapolis.
Yeah, it's in Indy.
All right, then I'll go with the home team.
And then plus they got that mascot who likes to do likes to fuck with him. Like he does that belly and he's like fucking like pretending like he's. Did you see that with Jalen Hurts? He fucking yeah. Go look at the video, man. I'll send it to you in the group text. But that shit was fucking great. Yeah. So we need two money.
We have all our money ball picks in.
We have two. The one I chose and the one you chose.
Chargers.
Yeah. So we need John to choose one, and then we need one we could all agree on. I think we all agreed on the Rams. I think we should probably just take the points on the Rams.
I was just looking at that game. Yep.
Yeah. Points. Oh, do you want that one as yours, John? We could find one on all three of us.
Yeah. Do you want that, John, as your pick?
It doesn't matter. Do we do the Chargers? Do you guys pull the Chargers?
Yeah, I called.
Yeah,
I called the Chargers.
Yeah.
Ravens.
Okay. All right. And then I guess we moneyball the Rams there, right?
Yep.
Yeah, we all agreed on that.
As a collaboration.
All right, that's it.
I feel dirty and disgusting not putting a money ball on the Giants this week. Just gotta put it out there.
And I know.
Well, listen, like I was saying before, it is finally a holiday week where we have a game on one of the biggest holidays for the NFL. That is Thanksgiving, and the Giants are playing prime time. What you would call it, at least that's what I would consider prime time at 4:15 for that game. Should be a hell of a lot of fun. Do not give in, Giants fans, all right? I don't care if your spouses, your great aunts, your uncles, or somebody's giving you a hard fucking time, and the kids are, whatever it is. You put yourself in front of the TV and you say, I am thankful that my New York Giants are playing on Thanksgiving, and I am going to sit here and watch it. And if I miss my fucking mashed potatoes and I miss some extra gravy, so be it. I'll get that shit again next year. I ain't getting Giants football on Thanksgiving again next year. So go out there and enjoy that shit. Hopefully we surprise if we get a fucking sick game, and hopefully maybe some fucking how they pull out a win in Dallas, which would be fucking amazing and great for. And I'll be thankful, if you would, if that actually takes place. And then who knows? Maybe the weekend passes and we get to like Tuesday and OBJ says, fuck it, I'm coming to New York. And we start to go on this fucking playoff run and we push it into the playoffs and we see what happens. Lots in store. Good holiday weekend. Don't be like me, all be like me. Definitely going to enjoy it, probably starting tomorrow evening. And I'm going to keep it going all the way through Sunday. John's got one more point before we wrap this up. Go ahead, John. What is it?
So the last time the Giants played on Thanksgiving was in 2009.
Right, Denver.
Last time the Giants played on a holiday was when they played, I believe, against the Jets on Christmas, and we ended up winning the Super Bowl that year.
But we're playing Minnesota on Christmas Eve. Fun fact.
Well, that's after, so that doesn't count. That doesn't count.
But listen,
and it means we also have a New Year's Eve game too. That means this year, or New Year's Day game this year.
Yeah.
But I think the last time we played on a holiday, an actual holiday, was against the Jets on Christmas Day, when Victor Cruz took that 99-yard touchdown for which we're called to catapult us to win the playoffs and the winning a Super Bowl. So let's bring back that fucking JewJew.
That's right. Hopefully we'll be sitting here on
JEW.
Hopefully we'll be sitting here on Tuesday and saying that we were thankful for an amazing Giants win. That's about all I can say. Have a happy Thanksgiving. We'll see you guys next week. Peace.
Happy Thanksgiving. Go Giants.